Alrighty, folks. As you can see, we have the 59. I'm going to say this right. We have it in. We have gone to Canadian Tire, so I've actually gotten some super clean. You know what? They had, like, no store in town had any paint that's like the Chevy blue. This is about as close as I can get. So we're going to paint it that. Whatever. At least it's sort of the right blue. Nobody has anything in stock. It is insane how little stuff is out in our town here right now. Anyways, we gotta do that. I gotta do some repairs in the house, the faucet. We got this thing's been pickling, but it's just not coming, so we're gonna put the torch together. We picked up a little dolly. We got that. Buddy lent me his pressure washer, so we'll actually be able to hose this motor down. So I got to try to get it closer to the door so I can hose it off. I'd like to try to get this, well, my goal anyways is going to be to get this motor out and that one in, is what my hope is, in and running. I don't see why I can't. Should be okay. I know the motors are a little different. This one has the foot stompy starter, and that one being the Pontiac or whatever it is, it's a more newer motor, and it doesn't have any provisions to put the foot starter back on. So I'm gonna have to somehow jimmy rig, and then we've stolen this starter off of here. So I'm hoping I can retrofit the one on here and somehow work it to put it to a solenoid, so I can just do it with a key start. That would be super awesome. Last weekend we were at the Woodridge. They had a little swap meet, so I managed to find a bunch of stuff, just some random things, seeing how I don't have anything anymore. This fella had all these switches. Well, it's actually like a big switch panel. I didn't care. I just wanted it because I know switches are, for what he wanted, the switches were worth it. And I got that, and I got some red lights and things like that. And a few other goodies. I know I put some away already. I don't know where. They're hanging or something. Anyways, I think we're going to start off with, well, I'm going to get I'll get my torch set up. I'm going to heat up this English wheel. I got to get that thing loose. It does not want to spin loose on the bottom here whatsoever. I've been pickling it for a while and it's just not happening. So we'll just hit it with a little heat, see if we can get it to start spinning, spray it. That way I can get this thing to come down and we can swap these wheels out with the other ones that I have, and we can see how true this thing is still in sync. From there we can kind of figure things out. I'm actually almost on the fence here because I have this wonky little steel rack that's pretty much just turning into a catch-all. I don't know if I feel like it this round, but I think if I get that thing working okay and whatnot, I might just mount it on the wall here, get rid of this steel rack. For what it's worth, this can just even sit in the garage because that'd be kind of out of the way. But then I've freed the corner. I can put that English wheel on the wall. I can hang it off. That would be okay for now. And then, like, when I'm not using it, this toolbox can sit there. Basically gives me a little more room. Like, I'm not doing a lot of engines a lot of the time, so this thing could probably come out. Though I have a decent amount of room, it's just the filming's a little weird sometimes for me. I like to do time lapse a little further back, and right now I'm standing all the way at the wall here, and we can't quite get a full shot at the truck, so, which is whatever, not the end of the world. Anyways, we got to pull that motor out. I haven't looked at anything with this tank, so I'm thinking what we're going to do is I'll dig around into here. We'll just pull the tank out, check it over, see if it's good. Put it back in. Maybe we can get that whole other engine to run off that fuel tank. Would be super awesome. Yeah, goal is motor swap. Possibly we'll do some brakes. We'll see where we get, how fast things go. I foresee we'll be doing some brake work. All right, well, the more I sit here, the less things are going to get done. So let's start with the English wheel. Let's get my new used Fandango plasma. Well, mind you, not plasma, torch. We got those nice torches the other fella sent me, so yeah, this should be all right. Let's get going. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, my little dolly doesn't work very good. It's too small. I need a bigger one. I had a welding cart, but it kind of got crushed and it was just not worth trying to fix. The wheels burned off it, all that stuff. Anyways, so I'll have to look for a different cart. Maybe I'll end up making one. I don't know. It's almost seeming easier just to make one for what I need to hold. I like to use, well, I can't say I like to, but I use oxygen just because it's cheaper. I do have to get a different tip, so it's really finicky trying to use a regular tip with propane, but anyways, it's done. We got at least some torches we can use. We used that. We got this loose. We managed to pop the bearings out. We cleaned this up. It's pretty good. You know, like it seems to run center. It's a little off, but this has some wiggle in there. So, and that's just factory. It did that. So I'm kind of going to have to straighten. I'll try to fix that up. But for now, I at least got this loose and working. I don't know. I'm just pretty happy with the way it is right now. It's at least fixable. We're getting there. Anyways, I'm just going to drag this over because I do believe I'm just going to hang this on the wall. That just makes the most sense for me. I was going to zap it to this cart, but if I put it on the wall, I can keep it in here. It can sit against the wall out of the way. Win-win. And I don't know. I've spent like, it feels like an hour and a half playing around with this thing. So I'll just scooch it over there and we'll look at it later. Right now, I just want to try to get this motor closer to the door. We'll figure out how to seal this sucker up. And then we can pick it up with a loader. I'll grab the pressure washer. We'll kind of hose her down, smash it full of this super clean, and see how good that pressure washer works at getting all this scuzz off of it. That would be awesome. And then we can move on to starting to pull the motor out of this bad boy. Well, now, I'm super wet. Everything else is wet. I have hosed this as good as I can. We're giving her a coat of this stuff, like a degreaser or whatever. Gonna let it sit. I don't know how long you're supposed to let it sit. I usually have a normal, like a hot wash, and this works so much better. Anyways, we're gonna let it sit. We're gonna spray it off a few more times. Do this. Try to get it as clean as I can, because right now it's really crappy and it I don't see the point of painting it because it's still got so much splits on it. Golly, I don't want to spend forever trying to clean this up because I am not doing any kind of a restoration here at all. But whatever. I'll keep scraping at stuff because there's some stuff that just needs to get scraped better, but hopefully this cleans up better that I can actually put some paint on it. Ugh, I really I'm really kicking myself for actually saying I'm going to paint this. That's a lot of work. I'm not going to take anything off, so I don't know how this is going to work out. Oh man. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. All right, we have paint on our engine. That took way too long, and I'm definitely going to stay back here while you look at it because it is not that nice of a job. Anyways, we got that. We got some paint on there. I still got to do the pulleys and stuff there. I'm really not concerned about the back half of the transmission because I have a couple hours into this and I did not enjoy it at all. So hindsight, I probably wouldn't go to that extreme. But anyways, it'll look nice in there. I'm thinking I'll pull the motor out and we'll just give it a quick little, don't touch the firewall, but we'll give the inner fenders a quick spray. We'll clean that up a bit, and then yeah, spending too much time making things look pretty instead of functioning here. Yeah, pretty much gonna rip it off. I think I'm gonna try the generator because it still has the voltage regulator there, so I'm sure all the wiring is actually still in this bit. Somebody just scabbed in to do the alternator. It never did self-energize. You just had to rev it up and then it kind of did its thing, so not a big deal. I'm thinking a lot of this heater core stuff is kind of buggered, judging by, we'll take it apart and see what's going on, but I think everything's full of stuff. Been some orders and things have been coming in, so we have some of our parts for our turbo stuff. I got intercooler, we got a boost gauge, I got my wastegate. I kind of ordered a really big one. I think it's just a monster. Hopefully it works out. I guess I can always order a smaller one if I have to, but bigger's better in that world from what I understand. Stop your boost creep. We got also, I want to shout out to Ironclad Performance. I don't actually know anything about the company, but they did send me like a swag box of stuff here. So that's pretty awesome of them. It's an Ironclad. I don't know. Lots of work gloves and stuff, so that is great. Dig it. Thank you much. What are we doing next? Well, I guess we're just going to start pulling the motor out. Let's just get that going. I've been slacking and dancing around doing everything else. Well, like I said, that took like all day. And it sure doesn't look that nice, does it? I don't have the carburetor, nothing bolted on, but it's not a big deal. We're going to swing it in there. We got to get this one out before we can figure out what we're doing with that one. Guess we'll just get started. The other day we drained it and that was about the extent I got. So we got the antifreeze out of it and that's it. I'm still going to pull the plugs on the side of the block. I just want them to be, I want to drain this thing completely and then I don't have too much mess when we pull it out. All right. Well, that was not bad. I don't know why I was like resenting or just not wanting to do this. It really didn't take that long. Like I said, we got paint on there. Unfortunately, I'm looking at it and these bell housings and stuff are different, which sucks. But I'm imagining they should bolt up from one to the other because it is the same era of vehicle. So, like this one, it's in the Pontiac Dakar, but you can see how the clutch mech is so different. This one kind of does this. The starter's up here, which whatever, but I have the starter. So this one comes off a ball and does something down there. So yeah, I guess in the end, I'm gonna have to pull the transmissions. And I know it's hard, it's sucky with these things because they're not like a small block. We have to pull the flywheels and all that jazz, but whatever. Then at least maybe I can clean this up a little better, get some paint on it as well. Not that I care or want to, but I feel obligated at this point to do it. So anyways, I'm not worried about that. We're not going to worry about that. What we're going to do is I'd have to revisit this battery box. So I don't know what is going on. It just doesn't look right. But like the battery sits in crooked and half's rotten. But I can't bead roll something because I don't have a bead roller. And I can't press form something because I don't have a press. So we might just cut a piece of plate, put it in there. I do have the brake. If I do some 10 gauge, I guess I can kind of come back and bring it up straight. And yeah, I don't know. Unless I have a battery tray. I don't think I do. I can reuse this thing. I might just revisit this thing, go square, zap it in, then at least I can hold a battery properly in here. And then I guess it should be pretty simple. Everything's got plugs, so we can actually pull the wiring, give this a scuff, and get it a coat of paint. That would be ideal. I think first thing we got to do though is actually fix this battery box. I guess I can scuff stuff and then we can do the battery box. And then do paint. Battery box first, then paint. Yeah, seems like a plan. I'm not going to worry about this. I took this off because I thought this panel came off with it and it didn't, but the motor came out pretty good, so this was unnecessarily taken off. So alright, well, I guess I got to go scab around for some steel. Let's see if we have something we can make this thing with quick. Well, not too bad. I mean, I should paint the hinges, but I don't want to take them off, nor do I want to go through the effort of trying to tape them up, so I really wish I had a satin paint, because that would be a little nicer under here. The gloss is, well, it looks better on film. I'll tell you that much, but whatever. Looks better. Looks better than it did, right? I guess this is about as far as I'm going to get tonight. Yeah, I don't feel like messing with this stuff. That'll be tomorrow's plan. We're gonna switch this stuff around. I think I am calling it a night. Till tomorrow. Well, that was a whole load of yuck. I got to do it all one more time. I doubt, judging by the outside of that, it's going to be clean inside of there. Anyways, what's weird about this over a small block Chevy or like an LS, all the bolts are on the outside of the bell housing. This one, on the other hand, it's behind the flywheel. So, I don't know if you can see or not. But you can see we had 2 upper bolts, and then there was 4 on the inside behind the flywheel. So you have to take the clutch, you got to take everything apart just to get at those 4 bolts, and then the bell housing can come off. As far as I can tell, the transmissions are the same, but at this point I'm just going to, because I doubt the car and the truck are different. Maybe they are, but this is just a half ton, and first gear felt super tall in it anyways, so I'm thinking we're just going to leave the original transmission. We'll put it to this one, mount it into there, call it a day. Anyways, now I got to do the same thing on this one, but I'm feeling I want to just lift this with the tractor or do something. Like, I don't want to sit on the ground and do that again. That sucked. Oh, but it's hot. So I think I'm going to go in for supper and then we'll come back and try this again. Alrighty. I don't know where we are at here. I think it's been almost a couple days since I've actually looked at this last. I've had just a bazillion things going on. We've got tires for my truck. I've had to go our insurance company with my car. We're still working on that. There's been some cleanup happening over there. Yeah, there's just been lots and lots going on. Anyways, I think in the end we got to get this motor in this thing and keep chug-a-lugging along here. Well, you didn't see, I remember I talked about this clutch alignment tool that somebody sent me. Luckily I found, so I've cleaned it up. It should work good. The way it's going to work is this, you have different ends on there that will fit into your pilot bearing. So that would go into there. Then this would slide into your clutch and make everything line up so you don't hate life when you're trying to get your transmission into there. So we got that all working. We got our flywheel installed, our old bell housing on there. Next steps is I'm just going to clean the flywheel. We'll just spray it with some brake clean, wipe it down. Do the same with the pressure plate. Put the clutch in and the pressure plate. We'll use the alignment tool to hold everything there, and then we'll kind of bolt everything up. So we'll bolt that up. We're going to bolt the other transmission on. We'll kind of scrape this a little bit. I won't go too nuts with it. You won't see half of it, but we'll do that. I think I'm going to smash the old transmission on it and smash it into the truck. I don't have a heck of a lot of time. Austin's out this weekend, so he wants to do some more work on his Buick. So we're going to get the motor in there, and then we'll probably do the old shuffle around later so he can start working on that thing this week. Well, folks, this is about as far as I think we are getting with this video. That motor kicked my butt, but it's in. Not very nicely, but it is sitting in here. We just kind of ran out of time. That's kind of what's happening here. I know that does not really look like a Chevy Blue, but I'm kind of limited to what I could find for paint. So it is what it is. I'm not going to concern myself too much about it. Although I am going to put this vent tube on there because I still have to paint this up and stuff, but I don't want to leave bits of the motor open here because she is going to get thrown outside for a little while. So we'll stick that on there. That'll be good for now. Anyways, that's, I wouldn't say it's in. It's sitting in the truck, but that's about the extent of it. It sure seems like this hinge kind of gave up the ghost there. Something kind of went wrong with that thing. Anyways, this is as far as we're getting. She's a roller. We're going to kind of sit here where it is, throw it out, and Austin, we're going to bring his car in the morning. Unfortunately, that's to think about as far as we're going to get with this one. I was really hoping to get a lot further. A lot of stuff came up, and well, we didn't get as much as we wanted done, but that's not a big deal in the end. We did get the motor switched around. It's in the truck now. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Kind of is what it is, right? Those things happen. It's just kind of how it goes. Anywho, like I say, we're gonna kick it out. I don't know. Unfortunately, I didn't get as far as I wanted, which is the kind of the zone we're in right now. A lot of stuff doesn't happen as fast as I want anymore. Not a big deal. There's probably another video talking about this, but I do want to send a huge shout out from Derek at Vice Grip Garage. He sent me, he basically contacted Princess Auto, sent me out this toolbox, which is super awesome. I'm thinking it's gonna kind of find a place over here for now. Although it is kind of a mobile workbench, but my shop's not that big that I need one of those. I think it'll end up over in this corner. I think I'll have to visit this next round. While Austin's pulling his motor out, I might scab all this stuff off the wall and free up this wall space to do more stuff. So while Austin's kind of working on his car, I'll probably start working a little more on this English wheel. I think try to get some stuff cleaned up, some paint. I got to order some more bearings, but I have one set that we can play with on there for now, but I don't need it for anything. Yeah. All I know is it's hot and it's dark and I'm kind of over this day. It's been like super hot today. Holy. It's yeah. It's a hot one. Anyways, again, I do want to thank Derek for sending me this toolbox. That is super awesome, kind of him. Yeah, and everybody else that sent me stuff. I do want to thank you all for sending me whatever you've done, whether it be cards, letters, emails, you name it. Much thanks for everything everybody sent. I don't know what to say. Thank you. It's great. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this thing. I think this is, like I say, where we're gonna leave it. Next round, we're gonna see Austin. We're gonna pull his car in. He's gonna start pulling the motor. I don't know how far we get beyond that. Who knows? I know he's gonna try to pull the motor tomorrow. I think it's really hot. That video may lag. This one may be in the next round. I don't know. We gotta kind of play our timing with these videos. Anyways, again, I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.